there's got to be a reason for, there's got to be a difference between going live from the phone versus going live from your computer. Because it seems as though I get more people who are interested in checking out my live from the phone than from the computer. Because as you can see, we got one viewer. Sup, bro? See, and that's why I just find it weird. Like, I just went live from my computer. Nobody came in. Well, one person, and they left. And we got you here who says, sup, bro? I don't know if you're a subscriber or you just came through to say what's up. Now we got two people. This is very peculiar of how this is set up. There must be something to this. I'm gonna have to look at the update because I don't understand. It's the Matrix. It's something. Because are you a subscriber, Flaxum? And if you are, when did you subscribe? I think that they're trying to push YouTube on the phone opposed to the computer. Okay, so when you made the Supreme hoodie, so let me ask you this. Did you get a notification when I went live twice, or you only got it right now? What's up, Elliot? I see you. Did you get the initial notification twice? Two other times? Because I noticed that my engagement and people show up. I seen the 3 notifications. Okay, so you did get it. Okay. That's just weird to me, though. More people show up. I'm going to have to investigate this and look at and see what does that mean? What did they update? What's the difference between going live from your phone versus going live from your computer? People partying right now. But yeah, we got 5 people watching, though. You ever shart yourself? I don't even know what you just said or what you just attempted to do. See how the views are just going up? Now we at 6. I was not getting this type of engagement on the computer. I got some homework to do because I put a title up and everything. Because look at this. We got 9 people up in here now. Makes no sense. I don't understand this. Because I was about to go to sleep, but you know, sometimes I be wanting to get things off my chest and off my mind and talk. He said, shout out to Marcel. Who is Marcel? Like I said, we're looking for a shout out. Shout out to you. Let's see, what did somebody say? It says, shart is shit and fart at the same time. Ah, okay, that's a new one. Okay, Ellie, thank you for sharing that. I don't know why you felt the need to share that, but we learned something new. It's a combination of fart and the S word, S-H-I-T, also known as ish. Very strange. Very strange. I don't know where you came up with that. Very odd, if I may say so myself. But I was over here working on my business, man, and it's just crazy to me how all of these individuals promote the idea of AI and automation and all these great, you know, tools, but they don't tell you the ugly side of this stuff, man, and the glitching and how this stuff don't always work properly. Crap pisses me off because it's so misleading how they tell you guys this. It's wild. Makes no sense whatsoever. So I got a cleaning company, right? And I wanted somebody to set up the automations where they automatically send them a text message or both an email when we have promotions. Say, for instance, they book one time. So why is it that when we first deploy the automation and this client who's booked with us before, like months ago, the automation just goes haywire and sends them 3 text messages worth of promotions. So now that could be deemed as spam. Now we spamming it. And they're very sensitive about sending promotional tabs, and they'll mess around and block your number. The crap pisses me off, man. I'm like, yeah, they don't tell you the ugly side of these automations. They all make it seem like it's just supremely intelligent. But no, you still need a human element. And now I got to talk to one of the developers to fix this. Because it makes no sense whatsoever. I hate that. But they will gloat and hype it up and be like, yeah, AI. And it's saving people's lives. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got its upside, but it's got its downfalls too. Big time. But I definitely got to investigate this whole YouTube thing with this going live from the phone versus, because this is a big difference, huge difference. It's like night and day. Because I even see that they're promoting the idea before I went live is to put some shorts up. But it seems as though these audience that come in here, depending on the topic of what I'm talking about, some will stay, some will leave, but they're kind of fickle. What the F did I come across? We got, dang, I think you got a whole bunch of comments that I just missed out on. You got back to the Versace wallpaper. You know what it is. Was that coffee empty? This, my friend, is not coffee. This is tea. Get your facts straight. He says, sipping on some lean. Definitely not. This is, I believe it's pronounced Camille tea. He says, sipping that mud. Nah. I had a bit of an upset stomach earlier, man. It was crazy. I was just like, man, all I had was some pasta and some shrimp. I'm like, yo, it must have been that green powder that I haven't taken in a while that just had my stomach going crazy. You talking about going to the bathroom? I'm like, what the F? Because I went to the gym today, but my stomach was jacked up. So just a point of reference. Chamomile, if you ever have an upset stomach, this will definitely get you right. Because I'm like, why the freak am I experiencing diarrhea-like symptoms? Like, what is going on? But we good now. But we was not good hours ago. He said, was when you were talking about a shark, I just got here. Oh, that's what that was, yeah. I didn't know what that was. That was the first time I've ever come across that word before. I didn't even get a chance to look at y'all comments because something else was up. He said, 2 girls in 1 cup. Man, that is, I remember the first time I was introduced to that video. And believe it or not, it was my older sister that introduced me to that video when I was like 17. And she was like, Kevin, sit down. Watch this. There's something I need to show you. And I'm like, okay, all right. And then she just turned it on. And it was super uncomfortable because it was like, it looked like the introduction was about to be like basically porn. And I'm like, why do you want, what am I about to watch? And I'm looking at her like, yo, what is this? Because, it starts it off with the slow music and, those old school pornos where, they're looking all sensual. And I'm just looking at my sister like, okay, what is this? And then next thing you know, you see the chick with the fecal matter. And I'm like, yo, I'm like getting into my seat. Yo, what is this? What is this? Are you serious? I couldn't believe it. I was freaking out. Like, I couldn't believe that my sister set me up for that. I was scarred for a couple of days. I'll never forget that moment. Yep, that was my sister that first introduced me to that film. If it wasn't for my sister, I probably wouldn't have known nothing about that. And you commenting that, I wouldn't have known. But yeah, that's an old classic right there. It says Max is speaking in the moon runes over here. I have no idea what y'all talking about, but yeah, as I was saying earlier, the hype of the automation is crazy. Who going to that Kevin Gates concert tomorrow? Not I. I am definitely not. Kevin Gates is just okay. His music is not that great to me. I noticed that ratchet, older, mid-age, ratchet chicks that are super duper nasty and freaky listen to Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates don't do nothing for me. Even from like you want to get on some sensual, in your feelings type, mood. You want to get on some player type ish. Kevin Gates does not do it for me. He literally appeals to, as you said, MILFs who are super duper nasty. Just some nasty broads. And we talking about ratchet. They the old school ratchet. I need to take this filter off because it keeps filtering y'all comments. He said, I love MILFs. I hear you. I hear you. I'm trying to stay away from the MILFs. They come with baggage, typically. Single mothers. Try to avoid them. But if you have to, you got to handle a mission. They got to get dealt with too. They get smashed too. But still, if you can avoid it, please do. They come with a lot of headaches. Now, I would mess with a cougar, a seasoned cougar, because those are the ones that's got that cake, okay? They got that cake, that paper, and they're more established, and they'll teach you a thing or two. But Nils, nah. He said cougars too. Yeah, I'll take the cougars. They can definitely put me on to some new things. But the chicks that's listening to Kevin Gates and they got them on rotation, on playlist, I'm good. I'm straight. Nope. That's a no-go. And that dude is a weirdo, too. Kevin Gates he's got some very peculiar fetishes and things that he's into. I've heard things that he said over the years where I was just like, yeah, this dude is a nut. And anybody who references his statements as being credible, well, look at Kevin Gates, look what he said. He was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to drink my girl. He was like, you supposed to lick her toes. You supposed to kiss her feet. You supposed to drink her piss. I'm like, wait, what? Huh? Or he was like, if I got a dog in my bed and my girl is loyal to me, not only is she gonna suck my D, but she gonna suck this dog D because she more loyal than she is. And I'm like, wait, huh? Rewind that back, player, what? Huh? No, I'm good. You have to be, the logic just ain't there. The rationale, the concepts of reason ain't there for you to even sit here and listen to this garbage. This dude is spewing out. Anybody talking about some Yeah. I need a man like that. Yo, you're a weirdo. I don't need you in my space. Get away from me, please. Bumping that Kevin Gates. You got a problem. Something off with you. IQ is not something that you is one of your strengths. I'll just say that. No. Yeah, dudes say some really, really crazy stuff that I just cannot sign off on at all. But and that's another thing, man. I really would rather not be around low IQ people, and I would rather be around individuals who elevate, who can actually inspire you to do better for yourself, that can actually introduce you to connections that are valuable. The whole degenerate type of mentality, they're fickle, they're easy, their attention spans are low, and they really can't do nothing for you in the long term. I'm good. Totally good with that type of these type of individuals. Especially the older that I'm getting, I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. And I've even analyzed individuals where you could just tell, you may come across one person, and I can't help but notice. I'm just like, man, this guy's an idiot, man. Like, who would want to be and sit here and listen to this garbage of how you talk, how you carry yourself, your vocabulary, the choice of words that you choose to use. But then you'll come across another person who's associated with that person, and they end up being cool with each other, and it's like, that makes sense. Why y'all cool? Because birds flock together. Because it's like, if you're an idiot, you would also have to be a level of an idiot to hang out with you. Got it. It's crazy how that works. Because I'll talk to people, certain individuals. This is like, man, how do you function in society? But there is a large amount of individuals out there who are not only stupid, ignorant, and all for the ratchet nonsense, and they have a whole legion of people who are also just like them. Like, it's just crazy. And I mean, it's in droves, a large amount, overwhelmingly large. That's the thing that kills me and throws me off. I'm like, man, we in some dire times, man. Society, by and large, is failing. I'm like, this is sad. Just like the saying goes, Tweedledee and Twiddledum. Dum dum. Because I ain't even saying that you got to be like book smart and a genius level of intellect, but at least some type of deep thought to some type of measure that expands more than the basic way of reasoning. Like, there should be some more nuance to what you are saying. Because like I said, you got geniuses, nerdy individuals who lack the understanding of social cues and awareness as well. Like, those dudes are awkward. I wouldn't recommend being around somebody like that either, but at least a balance, you know? At least try to think outside the box to have a greater understanding. He said, every time I go out, I feel this. And I don't even feel real, to be honest. Yeah, man. And it don't take long. It's like you could pretty much pick up the energy that this is not an individual that you would want to be associated with pretty quickly. It's just like, huh, okay, interesting. It's like, yeah, I would, and I'm starting to even find my social media following and people that I'm either following or friends with on Facebook, rather than Instagram. It's just like, I have to ask myself, we've been friends for years. and I don't get even an ounce of value from your post, remind me again why we friends and why we follow each other. I don't understand. I don't see the purpose, as you don't deliver any type of value whatsoever to anybody's life. And I think it's best that we go our separate ways. Cause it's like, am I getting older, more mature in my way of reasoning? Cause it's just like, I don't want to see this garbage. Especially with me expanding, getting more into business, entrepreneurship, and really being around individuals who inspire to be more than just the mediocre way of reasoning. Yeah, it's like, I don't want to be around these people. And individuals like that are super unpredictable. They're very sensitive to any type of level of critical thought, and anything can be perceived as an offense. No matter how innocuous the claim is, they can easily get offended and triggered. Very sad. And I find myself that I have to be careful around saying too much, because I know that they ain't gonna be able to handle this truth. Yeah, it's sad, man. There's too many people of individuals who are where the blind is leading the blind. It's like, man, y'all are really lost in the sauce. It's like, dang, I don't understand it. It's wild. Really, really wild. I can't get with it. But as I said, the more and more I go live on here, I'm gonna have to investigate the engagement that I get from my phone versus the engagement of me going live from YouTube. And another thing that I don't like is when I go live on YouTube, like right now, you guys, from this angle, this probably looks like my left hand. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. You probably think this is from my left side, but this is actually my right side, because the camera is flipped from your point of view to see it from the opposite angle. When I go on YouTube, it's flipped to actually show you my angle from my point of view, and then I see it from yours, or my left looks like my right and my right looks like my left. It's super awkward. And that's another thing I need to figure out. How do I fix that? And what is the difference? Why is it that this is capturing a more accurate point of view than me going from my computer? Is it something to do with the update in the system or what? I don't know. And that's another thing that you have to be is solutions oriented. I find that a lot of individuals are perfectly fine and content with just not knowing and coming up with a mystical, idiotic reasoning of why something or a problem has happened. Like they have poor problem solving skills, where they're perfectly fine with just accepting it as being illogical and no way of making something more efficient or finding a better solution to the problem that you are faced with. They pretty much just wallow in the solution, complain, and don't find another way that would serve them better with what they're faced with, the trouble or whatever the issue is. Like this one guy, he's part of the Passport Bros, which I seldomly check out their channels here and there, even though I'm not entrenched in any of these guys, because there's a lot of derelict type people that's within that space. But one of the things that I notice is that he got so irritated because the woman didn't understand him because he had an accent. Now, he was speaking in Spanish, but he was mispronouncing the words. And so instead of looking at the nuanced approach of what others were probably suggesting, which was two things: that number one, he didn't greet himself to the woman because this was in a mall. Then number two, he mispronounced the words, and she says that I don't speak English. And he was like, I didn't say English, I said Spanish. But he fails to realize that you may be speaking Spanish and these words may not be in English, but with you having an accent, it makes it hard to understand you, and she can recognize that you don't speak English. Therefore, instead of taking accountability and say, maybe I need to work on my Spanish and my accent so that I can be more fluent so that people can understand me when I speak to them. No, he looks at it as this woman is arrogant and that she should accept the idea that these words are in Spanish. I mean, not in English, but they're in Spanish. And instead of correcting himself, she needs to correct herself. And see, and that's what I'm talking about. And he was like, y'all always trying to troubleshoot things that don't make sense. No, it makes perfect sense, because you could put it on the flip side. When a foreigner comes to the United States and they speak English, yes, these words sound English, but because the accent is so strong, it makes it hard to understand what they're saying, especially Chinese, Indians. Who else has a thick accent? Even sometimes with the Africans, even when you're speaking on the phone, it's like one of the worst experiences is talking to somebody in customer service and they're from India and they got a thick accent. You have a hard time understanding what they're saying. Very difficult. And see, and that's what I'm talking about with my point of people don't believe in the nuances and they don't understand the concept of trying to find an alternative solution to why of something may occurred. They just accept it as, oh, this is just stupid. This is dumb. See, I hate individuals like that. There's no critical thought. You don't even try to improve the self. You just accept it as inadequate. No. There's ways that you can improve. There's ways that, even with me, there's ways that I can be a better speaker. There's ways that I can improve the way my dialect is, how I project my voice. There's always room for improvement, but you have individuals who are too comfortable with being mediocre. You're not willing to look deeper into the matter and say, maybe I could do a little bit more to improve a system or a setup. Nope, they can't look to themselves and do that. I wonder if I could go live from the computer while I'm already live on here. I wonder if that's actually possible. Let's see. Double check. But yeah, that's one of the things that I find that's troubling with when you're dealing with individuals that they don't have range to them. I mean, in the simplistic form, their elevator only goes up to so many floors and then it stops. It don't go any higher than that, which is sad. Nope. No, it's just gonna show me the live footage, but it's crazy. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts on that. And those are the type of topics I would like to talk about from a more in-depth understanding when I actually post videos. And if, those who share that same sentiment, they can understand where I'm coming from. If you know what I mean. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna definitely have to investigate this whole YouTube thing. because the engagement is much better on here than on YouTube from the computer, as I said previously. So I'm pretty much done with my tea. There's pretty much nothing else left in here. And I think it's time for me to get some sleep. I'm going to holler at y'all on the next one. Y'all be smooth. Until next time, deuces.